High-grade Gundam X Maoh. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, Gundam Reviews.net, and today I'm pleased to be bringing you a look at this, the high-grade from Build Fighters. It's the Gundam X Devil King here, and let's get to see what kind of friends Rage and Say have developed here to add to the high-grade line. Late 2013 release. 1,800 yen from Bandai with some spectacular cover art, although it's going to be focusing on the build strike almost as much as the main Gundam itself, and this is only the third kit in the HG Build Fighters line and another variation. And don't forget, for Build Fighters and everything else, you can check out the good folks at HobbyLink Japan, and there's links directly below. So far in Gundam Build Fighters, the story is not about all original Gundams, but it seems like the main characters and their soon-to-be friends are all about modifying, as we get to see Yori Sei take the strike and turn it into the Build Strike, the Mark II, and the Build Mark II, and Tatsuya Yuki take the High Mobility Zaku and turn it into something amazing. And I'm sure all of them, including the main pilot Yasaka Mao here, it has used the Gunpla Bible to go find out when they first interrupted the high-grade Universal Century line and started introducing the 90s centuries. You can see down there, it was a sea change, if you want to call it that. April 2010, we got the Gundam X there, 1,800 yen, so you're paying the same price here for the Mao. The only other follow-up that we've had to that is the Divider before the All Gundam project has brought us the DX. But let's see what this has in store. As you can see, the Gundam X body there, but all of a sudden he's going to have a different color scheme with a lighter blue to go along with totally different panels on his back there. The famous Gundam X backpack, got to see exactly how that's going to work out. Some interesting coloring around with some purple to go along with the yellow, green, blue, and white details. Also, you can see that he is going to have a satellite cannon, and the back looks like it's got some interesting weapons, and we'll have to see what kind of reach is there. Love the cover arts with the focus on the moon there, which is very fitting for anything from Gundam X to the DX. 17.1 meters being the head height means it's not overly large, and we've already seen with the high grade that it's in good proportions. And there's the gang there. It looks like they're going to have to be developing some friendships. As you know, they're going to get into some bigger trouble as the series progresses. But I can't think of a lot of people who would keep the X folded up there, and you can see they're going to be talking about great posability, but you'll notice that the reflectors are open and that familiar X style is there. A two-hand grip for the Hyper Satellite Cannon, as you can see it deployed over the shoulder, which is still going to be looking good, whether it's held with one hand or not. It looks like these are going to be fairly flexible, and look at that, lots of moving parts so that you can get the cannon exactly where it needs to be. And in melee, it looks like he's no slouch either there, as you can see the big beam sabers there. It's the large size swords. He's also going to have regular sabers and a couple of tack-onable weapons there. You've got missile pods and Vulcan pods. Looks like you're going to have a few choices too. And with all those options, it seems like the Shield Buster rifle, and I wonder if it's going to have a couple modes, may get lost. And then again, when you've got that Hyper Satellite Cannon, they almost had to depower the original when they went Divider, so this may get some use from some people. So inside the box we go, where you're going to be treated to, some nice shiny silver seals, as you'd expect. Multicolor A plates, don't see that all that often anymore. Old design style, white, some gray. How about this? Advanced grade Gundam Age style there. Tons of small parts, some very interesting blues. And in the bottom, besides the survey, you can see the pilot and that great looking cover art again. Here's the A-plate, and it's looking identical to its old style, but it's going to be sort of fun going through the manual at the very beginning and identifying all those X'd out parts that didn't make the cut from all the way back in 2010. Looks like they didn't quite have the Mao in mind at that point. With the first big change being here that the B-plate, identical in composition, except in the color. So you're going to have a much lighter shade of blue here. And I sort of like that. If you've seen Under the Moonlight and some of the other mangas, sometimes the X is depicted with a very light blue color, and I think this may actually help it stand out on your shelf. Of course, back in the day, they were more concerned with the Divider, you'd think, when they were planning their plates. The C plates have completely disappeared here for the Mao, but of course there's extra corners on there for the Divider, but this D plate is going to be identical, with the focus on the D. And the same applies to this ABS E plate here, 2010, made in Japan. But if the light blue wasn't enough to excite you, how about this H plate? As you get to see on here, it's going to be Gundam X, katakana, and then Mao written there in kanji. And you can see that we're going to have some new parts for the satellite backpack. You've got a face part, interesting way that it's going to be attaching on to the front of the head. There's still some big gaps there on the skirts, so you can put in some interesting seals or lining or paint options over there. and the shoulders and pretty much everything just looks like it's well etched here, and there is the ability to put in a lot of detail if you choose to. And new outer shells are going to require some new innards here, as you get to see Maoh again for the eye plates with all the extra parts that you're going to need, including some fun, playful manipulators and some interesting backpack-looking parts, it seems. And on to the colorful stuff. Just love seeing this, especially with that nice blue to offset it. First of all, for the beams, the F-plate, yes, 2010 Gundam X, no Maoh there. However, this beam was not attached to it at the time, so you only got the 2 green parts, so you are getting an addition there. And then J1, J2, you can see that they'll give you 1 plate. Yes, how about that, Nemo? Check out that V fin there in yellow, lots of details on it. And for the red, you can see that you've got the eyes, the goatee, and the top camera lens. This should be a nice combination when it's all put together for an already colorful and stunningly visual kit. And how about those seals? Usually I'd complain if I saw this much, but much like the Shining Gundam, I just think it's so much better done than it is with something like an HGUC Nemo. You can see down here, Gundam X Maoh is going to be the custom name, and you've got that nice light purple. That's going to be going all over the place with some more black lines in case you weren't sure just how lined up to the moon this guy can be. Couple large purple parts, but most of the eye is going to be on the honeycomb pattern there. That's going to be on the backpack, and as the eyes look at you menacingly, you do not want to be punished. A la Sailor Moon here. Love that cover art there, and you can see the friend prominently displayed. You get some nice line art there. You'll notice also that the V-fin in the face is going to be unique. Here you can see the pilot, Yasaka Maoh. These two had a very good imaginary fight. Some ridiculous looking clothing. Nothing like Jamail Neat there. But when you go inside to the color splash pages, they're going to be talking about the material Gunpla there. There's the original Gundam X, and they're going to talk about some of the strategic arms, including the GPO-2A and his famous atomic bazooka. Also the Double Zeta Gundam, and down here, standard weapons, well, a beam rifle and shield. Why not go stick them together and put those all into the Shield Buster rifle? Some familiar poses that we've already seen around the box with the beams looking good. The open hands, there's some fun poses there. Very fitting for this character. And they're also going to be focused on the breast Vulcans. Of more interest, I think, is just how many colors they pack into such a small area. The front back shots are looking very good there as you get to see the purple and blue. Also the weapons. The color glide, the ones that's interesting for me here is the blue. It's white 60, Indie blue 40, plus a teeny tiny drop of some emerald green. And for the purple, it's also purple 55, Indie blue 25, and white 20%. And I like that they're continuing on with this one-point technique. Yes, if you want your seals to stay, why not Q-tip them down? And you can also get some perforations if you try there. Zaku Amazing Build Gundam, and why not buy all their playsets and toys? To the inside, where there's not an excessive amount of X'd out parts, some on the A and the D plate there, as well as the E plate, but it's going to be those new fun plates. But after you put together the chest, which is incredibly intricate there, just a couple needed to put together the head with some seals all around, including around the ears and down at the bottom, so that should be looking good. The rest of the build is going to be pretty standard, and then it's going to be time to get onto the unique and fun backpack. And then it's Shield Buster time there, as you get to make your choice between the regular one and whether you want the open shield. Sort of cool that they're going to be giving you the options down there. Here you can see the big beam sword. You can take that out of the back of the cannon and put that in hand. You've also got your regular beam sabers there if you want to go use those as well. Pop the pods on. You can do it either on the legs or hanging off the shoulders, so some more fun play value there. A big twist is going to get that out, and then with some fiddling and twisting, it's time to unveil the power of the X-Men. In terms of unboxes, I've got to say this one overwhelmingly positive. A good price. They didn't jack the price on the old one there. Good cover art, lots of colors on the insides. Having the small Gundam Age style multicolored plates there, and you've still got some multicolored A plates, so you've got the best of both worlds. The manual looks clean and solid, and it looks like he's got lots of weapon options. And the DX was fun, and this guy just having some heavy changes, especially in the head and the backpack. Can't wait to see, because I love the original HG Gundam X, and this guy, the Maoh version, should be just as fun. So stick around to see the parts and then it all put together, and please let me know what you think with a comment down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya. I wonder if Yasaka is going to upgrade to me eventually.